All right, we up.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First off, foremost, before we get started, I want to give all honor, praises, glory, respect to our Heavenly Father's only begotten Son,
How?
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai,
Uh,
Bahashem, Rakakadash. By Yahbashim Yahshai, giving us spirit through this lesson, we must give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for the mighty, mighty work that they do, and also mighty Shalom to all the hopeful leg watching out there. This is Brother Naya and
you up?
time from GMS Camp Gary, Indiana. Come back to you with another live stream yard. Hopefully this lesson will be edifying to the hopeful leg watching out there. Without further ado, um, this live gonna be about there's nothing left here for us in Babylon. So all left we have to do is just serve the Lord with all our heart and all our soul. You know what I'm saying? And trust Him in these trying times, these perilous times that are about to unfold. Without further ado, we're gonna start with Book of Micah.
Give me 1 second,
Yeah.
because I just thought of a precept based on what you said.
Oh, okay, we can bring that up.
Hmm. Hold on. First John, 2:17. Let's actually start at 15, because just like the brother was saying, there's nothing left in this world for us, right? So knowing that there's nothing left in this world, what'd you say? You say
But
something now?
no, my phone went off. Go ahead.
Knowing that there's nothing left in this world, that's the mindset that you should have. Knowing, hey, if it's nothing left in here, let me try to get myself in order so that I could possibly get a ticket onto that chariot to get out of this world, right? So, title of this section being "Do Not Love the World." 1 John 2:15 says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." Right. So, if you love the things of this world, did not say in the book of James, I believe 4:4, it says, "Friendship with the world is enmity with the Lord." So, if you're going to be aligning yourself with this side, that means you're going to be going down with the judgment of this side. Did it not tell us though hand join the hand, the wicked should not go unpunished? Right. So if you want to rock out with the wicked and try to establish yourself in this world, hey, when the Lord come back and give due recompense and judgment to everybody based off their works, right, you're gonna go down with this world, man. It says, "For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world." Right? We understand that this world is completely upside down. It's completely wicked, man. Right? It says, "Woe to you that switch good for evil and evil for good, bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter." Right? This world is the complete opposite of what the Lord intended it to be, based off who's in rulership. Right? And point being in 17, it says, "And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever." So going back to the brother's main point, man. Hey, this current world is about to pass away. Right. So knowing that this place is about to go down, like it tells in the book of Second Peter 3:10, knowing that these things ought to be, what manner of person ought you to be in all holy conversation and conduct, meaning your what's it called, how you're moving, your speech, the way that you present yourself in this world day by day. Right. These are the things that you should be worrying about. These are the things that you should be moving towards, not actually trying to be that old man. I mean, being a dog that returned to his vomit, trying to get some level of success still here, trying to build a family here, thinking that this world has anything left for you, because it literally says this current world passes away. Right, this thing is on its last breath. It's on a ventilator, man.
God,
Um, I
yeah,
get.
there's nothing for us here left to establish. You know, we
Yep.
have to cast all our riches, into heaven. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And do the spiritual things that Habashim Shai, asked us to do until it comes. The Lord told us to occupy it till he comes. So we have to occupy into his faith, occupy into the prophecy, you know what I'm saying? by studying, showing ourselves approved, by doing the work. Make sure we do our videos. You know what I'm saying? Being brotherly with the brothers, being amongst the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Praying without ceasing. You know, got to pray that the Lord take not His Holy Spirit from us, to where we end up back in that world in a world with that's crashing down. You know, that makes no sense to return to something that there's nothing there. Like that there's nothing there for us to return to. You know what I'm saying? Like scripture say, dog return to his mama. You know, but you get that Micah 2:10.
It says Micah 2 and 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall surely destroy you, even with the sword destruction.
That's right. We have to rise in the part. And that's spiritual. Not moving to South America or Asia. You know what I'm saying? To try to run from our troubles. Our troubles are gonna follow us wherever we go. We have to rise in the part spiritually, and that's by seeking Yahweh Shem Shai. You know what I'm saying? Why he may be found. Because there is a certain thing, it's too late. And you don't want to be too late seeking the Lord. This place is polluted. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but pollution. The food ain't good. The food is contaminated with nothing but chemicals, and it's done purposely. The women are contaminated. They're polluted. You can't, find a virgin is like finding a needle in a haystack. You know what I'm saying? The education system, all of this is an indoctrination system. You know what I'm saying? You're not really learning nothing. And all the history they teaching you is lies. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to chase after that bag, going these jobs, working 40 to 80 hours a week just to barely even make ends meet. You know what I'm saying? Killing yourself, killing your back, trying to make things happen, and all you're gonna do is have a heart attack.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so forth and so on. The music is trash. It's the folly and the mirth is gone. You know what I'm saying? They got the Super Bowl about to happen this weekend, and we already know the winner because they try to it's all based off symbolism. You know what I'm saying? So the sports are rigged. We find out the truth of this place. The skirt has been lifted. We found out that this place is nothing but lies and abomination. So that's why we have to rise in part because you don't want to get destroyed because this place is set for destruction. It says a sword destruction. So it's like a pestilent sore. It's infected, and all it's going to do is get worse and worse. I got the pus coming out. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be caught up in it. That's why we have to seek the Lord. We have to be found in the book of life. You know what I'm saying? Instead of remaining in the congregation of the dead. You know. Uh, I'm gonna grab this Jeremiah, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, starting at verse 6. Says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense." That's right. The Lord is about to get his payback. You know what I'm saying? Because wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. And
Mm-hmm.
the wages of sin is death. So he's about to bring a lot of, dead bodies to the flow. You know what I'm saying? Just like that song, "Let the bodies hit the flow." And it's well deserved because people that, the heathens and Esau, they have their constellation here. So it's not really about them. It's about the Hebrew Israelites. Our people, they don't want to turn from their wickedness. They don't want to repent. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to seek the true power source. Yahweh by Shem Shai. Yahweh Shai who died for our sins. You know what I'm saying? So we can have the opportunity, to be redeemed. You know what I'm saying? In his re-debut, he comes back to deliver his elect. You know what I'm saying? They want to seek in Jesus and all these other idols that Esau has brought upon our people. You know what I'm saying? And instead of seeking the truth, because Yahweh Shai said he's the way, the truth, and the life. You know what I'm saying? He's the way we have to go. He's the truth that we believe in. And he's the life that we have to live. But they don't want to do that. They want to do the exact opposite. They want to remain in darkness. You know, lest their deeds be reproved. But they don't want to be reproved. They don't want to be corrected. You know what I'm saying? If you try to correct them, and they get mad at you, say,
Mhm.
do you want to add something?
I mean, it tells you in the book of Galatians 4:16, it says, "Have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth?" Right? So they see
Ooh.
you as an enemy, man. They see you as what's it called, a terrorist in this world, man. All right. Nobody that's addicted to something wants to be told they're doing something wrong. Right. And that's what we're coming to do, man. The Lord's steed. We're coming to tell the wicked of their wicked way. Did not tell us to do that in the book of Ezekiel. All right, give the wicked warning from me. Right. And once you give them that warning, you can't, what's it called? You're no longer ignorant. And that's what the Lord's taking away, man. He's taking away that ability of saying, "Oh, I didn't know." Everybody knows, man. The Lord says He's gonna pour Spirit out upon all men. All right, and those are those days. But I
Right.
got the precept that you was quoting. Well,
Okay.
one of them, Isaiah 55:6. It says, "Seek ye the Lord while He may be found; call ye upon Him while He is near." You want to break it down, or you want me to do it?
Kind. And that's one of my favorite scriptures. One of them, of course, because it's a time period where we have to do this because the famine of the word is coming quickly. You know what I'm saying? And people gonna be running to and fro trying to seek the man of the Lord, trying to find His truth, but they ain't gonna be able to find it. That's why it says, "Seek Him while He is near." He's near right now because He still has His hand. The Lord still has His hand stretched out. He still has the prophets on the internet, on the highways and byways, prophesying the downfall of this wicked kingdom. But our people, they didn't want to hearken. They not paying attention. They not listen to the mouthpiece of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's gonna be that time where they ain't gonna be able to find it, and they gonna be losing their wits. You know what I'm saying? Trying to seek the truth. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's like they're gonna be going nuts. You know what I'm saying? And man, it's gonna be beautiful too because we told. I know you even got people in your family that you may have told the truth to, and they mock and scoff, but they gonna know that a prophet's been among them by all these prophecies that was told to them is gonna be coming to pass, and then they're gonna realize, oh man, they knew the truth the whole time. Why didn't I listen? You know, but they're gonna realize in that day.
Mm. Yo, shalom. Y'all about to
Who is that, Clinton?
I didn't know where you joined.
Shalom, brother. Yabashim Shah.
Shalom. Yeah, but you
Shabbat.
should sound.
Shalom, brother.
I got this Proverbs 1:20. Title being Wisdom Warns. It says, Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. And we understand that's through the prophets, man. Through the men of the Lord. Well, yeah, through the men of the Lord who He sent out to the highways and byways to give warning to everybody, bidding to the marriage, right? It says, she crieth in the chief place of concourse in the opening of the gates. And we understand that's in the right off the highways, places of high what's the word? High traffic, all right, where people are coming in and out. It says,
Mm-hmm.
she cried in the chief place of concourse in the opening of the gates. In the city, she uttered her voice, saying, how long will you simple ones love simplicity? All right. And those simple ones, man, those are the people of the everyday world who are okay with how everything is going, man. You clearly see that this world is on its last leg, but yet you keep having the mindset of, man, it's America. We got the best army. Everything cool. Ain't nothing wrong. McDonald's got all types of different stuff in it. You see the food is polluted. Ain't nothing wrong with this, boy. Give me a Big Mac every day. right? You're fine with how this world is going, man. You're fine with that they um keep letting out these files, and you're seeing all these different things come out in these files, but yet you're not batting the eye towards it. Right? Your kids are going missing, all of these different things, people are dying, pollution in the air. Um, you have war on the rise horizon, right? But yet you still don't bat the eye. Why? Because it hasn't touched you directly yet. Right? But that's only going to be for a short time, because it's going to come to a town near you real soon. It says, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Right? It would say, if everyone that hates the wisdom of the Lord loves death, if I'm roughly paraphrasing. Right? So all of you simple ones, you love, what's it called? Not slocky. All you simple ones hate knowledge, man. You hate the reproof of the Lord. You hate the correction, and that's what's gonna end up being your downfall, man.
That's right.
It says 23. Turn ye at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit into you. I will make known my words unto you. And that's the time that we're in now, man. Those doors of mercy are fastly closing, but yet the Lord is still giving liberty. He still has mercy out to give you the opportunity to come back unto him, and make your abode with him, so he can show you where you're going off. Right? He's giving you the opportunity. The hand is stretched out in order to have an opportunity of getting better, getting what's it called, washed through the spirit of the Lord, man, and coming back, man. But you guys don't want to do that. You guys would continue your folly, continue having to cover in the Esau Edom, right? Like the brother had mentioned earlier, what it says, light has come into the world, and darkness comprehended it not, right? Because their deeds were evil, man. They love the darkness because they can feel like they can get away with everything they're doing. But yet the Lord sees you, man.
That's right. His eyes are 10 times brighter than the sun. Beholding the evil and the good. So he see when you're going off. He see when you're doing good. You know what I'm saying? And we are in the spirit of trying to please the Lord. So we can be without spot and without blemish. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
The desire to get up out of here so we can get that golden ticket and be up on them chariots when we seeing the destruction of this place go down. We don't want to be caught up in it. We don't want the
Precept.
Lord to tell us, uh, get from me, you worker of iniquity. You know what I'm saying? That's scary, you know, especially, you were given the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, and the wisdom to do what you're supposed to do, and you're not doing it either to the best of your ability, or you're putting it off, you know what I'm saying, from day to day. Man, it's scary, you know what I'm saying? That's why that script say you gotta make a call and election short. You know what I'm saying? But you call it precept?
Yeah, Revelation 22 and 10 through 12, just to back y'all up.
Huh.
And actually, you can go down to, yeah, shit, you can go down to 15.
It says Revelations 22 and 10, title being the final message. And it says, he said unto me, seal not the saying of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand.
And if I could speak on that real quick, that's what the prophets are doing now in these latter days, giving basically like a final warning to Jake, because we're in this, well, this is our last captivity. We're
Mhm.
going from rags to riches, so to speak. And the true prophets of the Lord, they're not gonna hold back, I should say, anything when it boils down to the scriptures. When you go into the bitter, you got to go into the sweet. When you go
Mhm.
into time of war, we also speak about the peace that's going to come in the kingdom of heaven, and all the different topics like such as the grape, that people like to shy away from, right? But thing is, we're not sealing it, because why? The Lord put the Spirit upon us to preach the whole gospel, the whole book. He comes in a volume of the book. We preach Yahweh Shai. We're just the vessels that the Lord is using to bring out His message, because it's ultimately it's all the Lord's message. You got it.
It says, "He that is unjust, let him be unjust still, and he which is filthy, let him be filthy still, and he that is righteous, let him be righteous still, and he that is holy, let him be holy still."
All right, so that's the thing. And the water Bashim Shai through the word, well, we were made clean. All right. And we receive the faith that is counted for righteousness, because
Mhm.
in our inwards, in this flesh, hey, there's nothing good in us, really. Ain't nothing righteous about this vile body. Right. But we have the faith in Yahweh Shai. And that was instilled from us from the beginning, Lord willing, with them chosen spirits. But he that is unjust, let him be unjust still. That's why, even though when we preach this message, you're still going to have those, like y'all was going into, that are going to take heed to the warning.
Mhm.
Why? Because ultimately, the Lord don't want them. And the Lord has blinded those that, uh, or through Satan, right? Through the God of this world, they're blinded. Everybody's going to stand in their lot, but you got it.
It says, "And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be."
Yep. So that's the thing. Both sides, duality with the Lord. He's coming with a reward, but a reward is not all good. A reward can also be evil, and it's going to
Mhm.
be given to, what I'm saying, and its proper measure is going to be divvied out. However, however, what you're doing in the body, like the brother's going into, the Lord sees all. Like and I was going into, the Lord sees all. He sees if you're being wicked. He knows if you are being wicked, if you're repentant or not, and but he's coming quickly. He's coming with that reward, and he's gonna deliver his elect and destroy the wicked of our people.
Yep. It
God.
says, "I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter through the gates into the city." It
Mm.
says, you want to stop at 16, right? Or 15.
Con, you go 15.
Says, "For without are dogs and sorcerers and warmongers and murderers and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie."
Yep. So that's the thing. Without, basically, without the wisdom, without the knowledge, without guidance from the Lord, people fall susceptible to fall into them categories. You know what I'm saying? Being dogs, sorcerers, whoremongers, murderers, idolaters. You see that in the world. That's I believe it's in the book of Galatians, um, where it says the works of the flesh and then the fruits of the works of the flesh and then the fruits of the spirit. Um, but that's
Oh,
the thing, man, because the commandments, that's our wisdom in the sight of the nations. Yeah, the basically the law. But without it, without the fear of the Lord, you know, that's why you see these different type of people in the world.
yeah. If I might add, without the fear of the Lord, people they just believe that they can do anything. They have that doers that will spirit where they think everything's okay. They think it's okay to be a mo. They think it's okay to be trans to the gender. You know what I'm saying? They think these things are all right, as long as you're not
Yeah.
hurting nobody. You know what I'm saying? "Well, I'm not hurting anybody, so I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm a good guy." What you mean? The Lord said that's an abomination. So how are you
Hmm.
good? You're a a filthy, wicked act. So how are you good? The spirit ain't upright in them. They can't understand that that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? You stopping what the Lord said to do. It's to be fruitful and multiply. You know what I'm saying? And instead, you want to stop. The seed from growing. So that's wicked. You know what I'm saying? Because they not hurting. That's
Right.
ridiculous. And I hear that a lot. You know what I'm saying? I hear that a lot. My own
Mm,
cousin, my family, she like she thinks that she's okay. And I told her, before she transitioned, that's what you pay. You gonna feel that fire, and She don't talk to me no more, and I don't talk to her. It's okay. She was my favorite cousin, but no, it is what it is.
Hey, gave him the warning. These
Yeah.
people are willful. They what it say in the Apocrypha? I'm gonna try to find it real quick. It said basically, they make an excuse according to their own will. Even though that you could be providing them the truth, you could be providing them the precepts.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the a is still a because the lack of the fear of the Lord, they read it, they see it, and they say, fuck it, I'm gonna still do it, regardless. I remember giving one of the homies a warning on tattoos. You know, I was like,
Okay.
hey, bro, I don't really think you should do that, blah, blah, blah. Like, and then you can come with wisdom because not all the time you're going to be pulling out precepts, especially to somebody like in the world or just your coworker. You know, you give
Right.
them, use wisdom. But in this
Right.
case, it's the homie. I knew him for a while. I'm like, he knows what we're about. I told him, like, hey, bro, like, it's a sin. Like, it's a point blank period. I pulled out for him. Boom. Ended up still, you know?
Yeah. And then when they get infection from it, then they want to cry boo hoo. But you was warned. You was told not to do that. Why would you even want to write on your flesh anyway? That's what I remember when I was growing up. These girls try to write their number on my arm. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm like, here's a paper. What are you doing? No, like, don't write on me. And I was young then, But the spirit was dealing. Even I didn't know the Lord, the true name and all that. Like I said, they unjust. Let them be unjust still. You know.
Hmm. I think I got that precept. It is Sirach. I don't know if you could pull it up on, but no, actually, you don't need to pull it up. I got it right here. Sirach 32 and 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will.
Ooh. Dang.
So,
Ain't that
and we had brought that out, I think Wednesday too, how um, every man is right in their own eyes. Like
yeah.
to some people, they could do no wrong, or like whatever they think they what to say, they go about to establish their own righteousness. They feel like whatever they learned when they was a kid or growing up, what's right, they're not going off of what the Lord is saying, but they according to their own will, they justify it. They basically justify their wickedness, or they could care less. They don't. Some are ignorant, but then when
Hmm.
you come with the facts, with the receipts, they still try to justify it.
Oh, you left. You still there? You that quiet? We lost you. Yeah, they come with a receipt. They try to rip the receipt up. He said, "I brought my receipt." I said, "I don't need this."
No, for real.
If I may, real quick, I had the situation just yesterday. I had to play Dr. Phil at work, and this dude wanted to speak to my manager in the office. So I'm a manager. I had to talk to him too, be a witness. And he was just always trying to justify what he was doing, and she was telling him what he was doing wrong, but he just couldn't see it. He like, I don't know what you're talking about. Then he kept trying to revert the attention back to the person he was having a problem with. And she was trying to tell him, like, you part of the problem. She was like, you don't see what you're doing? And he couldn't see it. He just kept saying, I'm innocent. I'm innocent. And I was telling him, like, bro, she's trying to tell you, you need to be more mindful. We at work. Can't say whatever you want to say. You know what I'm saying? You can't do whatever you want to do. We on the clock. You know what I'm saying? Stop it. And I was trying to let him know, in layman's term, and he still couldn't get it. So I'm like, he just he think he can do no wrong. So I just gave up on him. I'm like, this is a waste of time. And it was a whole hour and 16 minutes trying to explain to him. It was a waste of my whole freaking time. I was very upset because I needed to do my work. And he kept me from my work with this nonsense. He didn't even want to. He didn't even want to hearken. I'm like, bro, it was crazy. Oh, he back. You back, Yaquan?
Salaki, yeah. I had a call coming in. I got a
Oh,
precept though. If y'all don't have anything,
Go ahead.
okay.
you can get a Proverbs 9 and 8, and then also 19 and 25. But we can get 9 and 8 first.
Mhm.
Because it said, just to back up that one in Sirach, 32 and 17, when it said, "A sinful man will not be reproved."
It says Proverbs 9 and 8. Salakia. Proverbs 9 and 8. Approve not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, he will love you.
Ooh.
And the word scorner, it says to deride, to mock anyone. It says to act foolishly, impudently,
Mm,
speak barbarously, mocker, scoffer. And it says a frivolous and impudent person who despises scoffingly the most sacred precepts of religion, piety, and morals. Damn.
that was it right
God.
there.
Yeah, that was it. That's the one. Yeah. The most
Man,
sacred precepts of religion, piety, and morals. So yeah, bro. Because think this, what we're speaking is the words of life,
Mm-hmm.
and it said, those that hate me hate their own soul. You see, paraphrasing it.
Said that earlier. That's funny.
God,
yeah, those that hate me love death.
those
Mm-hmm.
that hate me love death. Yeah, that's it, bro.
That's what they do, man. They love to die.
Hmm.
Oh, and they were like, "Why me? Why does it have me?" Well, look what you're doing. We try and correct you, but you don't want to be corrected. Trust me. I speak for myself. You know, uh, sometimes it sucks, especially if you feel that you're doing the best you can, and then somebody say, "Hey, bro, you need to do this a little better, do this," and you feel you may be doing it, but it's different in other people's eyes. They may see it different, especially if it's coming from the man of the Lord. That means the Lord trying to tell you something. So you have to, what it say, what's that scripture? Um, dang it. Oh, I hate it.
Uh,
What you
Lord
call,
willing, will come back. But get the next verse because it goes right into what you're saying.
okay, kind
It says, give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning.
Hmm. See, that's the thing with the scorners. That reprove not a scorner lest he hate thee, because that's basically the response you're gonna get is basically he feels like you're hating him, or he's gonna hate you for telling him the truth, for telling him about himself. He's gonna feel some type of way. But you rebuke a wise man, he's gonna love thee. Why? Because he knows it's coming out of a place of sincerity, out of a place of, okay, I could do better. He's humble. He's humble enough to accept that he's not perfect, that he has room for improvement.
right.
And some, hey, don't get it twisted, hey, because we're in the flesh. Sometimes you will feel some type of way, but then afterwards, you know what I'm saying. When you look and reflect, like, damn, you may say Salaki to a brother, like, damn, hey, I took that the wrong way, Salakia. I know you're saying out of love, like, forgive me, because it's really the Lord speaking through men to
Mm-hmm.
give us warning, and so that we could be wiser, so that we could get more sharp.
Kind The why you have Shemi Shai, it was examine ourselves, at least be in the faith. We need to examine where we going off. You know what I'm saying? Examine where we can improve. And we this is what it's all about, and overcoming our flesh and improving our spirit, because we have to rule over our spirit, like the scripture say.
Hmm.
You got any more of that proverb?
Nah, got it.
What was the other one?
Proverbs 19 and 25.
Hey, get that now. Get that now. Elder just called me. You hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
I okay.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 19 and 25. Smite a scorner, and the simple will beware, and reprove one that hath understanding, and he will understand knowledge.
Yep, you got it.
Wow. We supposed to smite a scorner, and really, when you go into the word smite, it means to kill. But um, we letting the simple know. You know what I'm saying? We're putting them on notice so they can be aware of what they're doing. But we're always says reprove one that have understanding. So the one who's actually applying this wisdom into their life, well, they're in the room for correction, so they're gonna be okay, and they will understand where you're coming from. That's why I say he will understand knowledge, and he will see
Hmm.
it, and he always coming out of love, and he'll actually appreciate that. Say, oh, I didn't even know. Oh, you right. I could do this better. Why the I? You know what I'm saying? He'll show that appreciation. You know what I'm saying? And the men of the Lord, we dedicated. So, we want that improvement. We want that correction. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to go off. We're not trying to willfully sin. We're trying to, do the best we can. And it's for the Lord and for ourselves, because we don't want to receive that destruction. We
Hmm.
know the destruction that's coming, and we want it to be avoided of that. You know what I'm saying? I had earlier. I'm gonna have to wrap this up. Oh my God, so I trying to charge it earlier, but so,
You cutting out something crazy.
uh, I was saying Salakia, my phone about to die soon. I had to gotta wrap this up. So, um, I want to get that Jeremiah 51. Go back to 7. It says Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Y'all want to break it down?
Where you at?
Jeremiah 51 and 7.
Uh,
Read
Rereading
it.
that.
Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Hmm. The saying like the dude's mental. He's out his wits because all the that wine going into the philosophies, the teachings of America, you
Uh,
know, and all these nations have basically adopted their principles and all the wickedness that America promotes. You know, look around the earth, bro. Whole bunch of moles. Hey, like the brother had mentioned earlier, the McDonald's. But you look at the McDonald's in all these different countries. All the adul- idolatry, the adultery,
mhm.
right? Just the ways of the wickedness of society, bro, has spread really across the earth.
It's funny. The
But
ones I know,
America mainly. You got
the ones I know that changed the most. One of them is Ishmael. Those Arabs. They they really changed because of America, and they
Hmm.
have adopted man being some huge scammers. I don't know a lot of people know they are some huge scammers, and and then the women they dress provocatively now. You know, they used to wear those long garments. You cover up all you can see was their eyes, and now you see everything. You know what I'm saying? They don't have their head covered. You know, it's amazing that they really did a 180. Even though they worship and they got their own thing going on. But they really changed their customs. Because of what I'm saying. Say they drunk on that wine. They super drunk. They fall to the ground drunk. It's crazy. I wear some every day. I see them at my job every day. They make me sick. I ain't gonna lie to you. They is the biggest. They scam more than Jake. Real talk. But I'm get 8. This Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country. You look up the word forsake, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the sky. That's right, man. The wickedness reached all the way up to heaven. Wickedness exceedingly polluted the whole earth. You know what I'm saying? And this place is not going to be restored. There is no MAGA. You know what I'm saying? And it's no making this place great again. It was never great to begin with. It was off robbery, rape, rob, and murder. You know what I'm saying? So they was only great in their eyes because they had us in chains. They was able to control us. You know what I'm saying? You got the word forsake.
Yeah, it says to leave, lose, forsake, depart, leave behind, let alone, abandon, forsake, neglect,
There you
let
go.
go.
Like I said earlier when we started with, rise and depart. But it's not our rest. We have to forsake this place. We have to leave this world behind. You know what I'm saying? We have
In
to
the
leave
world.
leave this world behind. Can't stay there enough. Can't stress it. Or you're gonna be caught up, in this destruction. It's point blank period.
Yep. We don't want to be like Lot's wife.
God turned
Looking
up.
back, you're teeter tottering with well, shit. If you look back, because really, there's nothing in this place to be looking back for the world.
For real.
Mm,
Yeah, that's where we started with. Ain't nothing here.
Ain't nothing here. God.
Everything is
What's worth risking your salvation for in this world? Everything here is temporal. All this shit's bound to get burnt up.
God.
You know.
It's bound to happen. It shall come to pass.
Uh,
But I don't got anything else. Y'all got anything?
Mm-mm.
uh,
You can
God,
close
God,
up and out.
God. With that, I hope this lesson was edifying to the flock. We want to close and give all honor, praises, glory to
Yeah.
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahashem,
Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Shai, Hashem.
Bahashem, Rakak Badash.
By Yahweh Shem Yahshua, give the spirit to this lesson. We must again give double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone for the mighty work that they do, and also a mighty shalom to the whole collect watchman. Shalom.
Come on.
Yeah. Above a
And
ball,
above a
Carmel
ball.
Therapy 2026 soon.
So